he can put us in front of a fireplace with the fucking... I call them Christmas dangles, but I don't know the real name. Stockings! Stockings.
Christmas dangles. I like that.
The Christmas dangles were hung by the birdie place with care. The birdie hole.
I gotta put up these dangles. Sounds so nasty.
Gotta put up the Christmas dangles.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember their names.
My mom knitted me my own Christmas dangle for my first Christmas.
Oh, man.
Santa comes down the birdie hole and he fills your Christmas dangle.
Oh,
For all the girls
Okay.
and boys.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jon Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from line dancing in my rhinestone chaps and instead force me to watch movies.
wow. Cool.
This week we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have Colin McMillan.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I forgot you were there.
We have Chris Arsenault.
Well, I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
And we have James Barrup.
I'm your Huckleberry. Really? I gotta go with the most obvious one?
Yes,
No,
you do.
you could have done, no, Daisy.
Could have said, well, that's,
You'll be a daisy.
well, that's just my game. You'd be a daisy if you do.
This is Frederick fucking Chopin. How about that one?
Yeah, that one was, Frederick fucking Chopin.
What are you going to do, James? Just stand there and bleed?
For those of you who are curious why we're
Skin that pig wagon.
doing all these Val Kilmer quotes, it's because we watched Tombstone.
Hell yes.
Yep. The description of this movie is legendary Marshal Wyatt Earp joins his brothers Morgan and Virgil to pursue their collective fortune in the thriving mining town of Tombstone. Starring Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and Bill Paxton. Directed by George P. Cosmatos. So,
No idea who that is.
Who?
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But he did a good job.
So, guys, Tombstone. Obviously another in our Does It Still Hold Up series. All of us have probably watched this movie before. Has anybody come to this the first time?
I don't think so.
Wow, this is one of the few that everyone has already seen before and was hyper excited to watch again.
You know what? I was really excited to watch this one again too.
Me too.
Like,
Hell, I think I watched this about within the past year. Previously to watching it. If I'm honest with you, finishing it today. I was finishing it when James showed up.
Fair enough.
Wow.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Right.
I'll totally go first.
Busted wide
Before
open,
you go,
no,
I
Chris never goes first, so let's let Chris go.
yeah,
first.
we're totally gonna get like Crisco, but I was just reminded
Crisco.
of this thing. Yeah,
Let's go.
oh, God, there was a bit I wanted to do. I'm sorry.
Do
the
you
thing
need
for
to-
this, okay.
Do you need to get it out of your system?
That's right, it's me, William Bonney, also known as Billy the Kid. And I'd like to introduce you to my evil cohorts, the Hole in the Ground Gang, Frank and Jesse James, Butch Cassidy. Chris, do you know the line? No?
Like, I'm
what
familiar
happened
with
to
the-
the Sundance Kid? We're not joined at the hip, you know. And the most evil German of all time, Kaiser Wilhelm. Hi, he ain't no cowboy. Sure I am. Yippee whippee. Whippee. All right, he's in. That's right. Now let's rob the rich, rob the poor, give it the money to the poor, rob the poor, then shoot the money.
Okay, what the fuck was that?
Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors.
Oh,
Probably one of
That
my
was
favorite
delightful.
Treehouse of Horror skits that I just kept on thinking about the entire time I watched this movie. Okay, now you can go.
Okay. So, Tombstone. The movie starts out with this old-timey footage, which is
narrated
quite
by Robert
obviously
Mitchum.
right. Well, and it's quite obviously shots from the film done under a filter to make it look like it's
Yeah,
old-timey
it
footage.
was
Because
pretty-
I was recognizing scenes as I'm watching. I'm like, wait
Yeah,
a
that happened to
minute,
me this time,
wait
too.
a minute. Wait a minute.
It's like, there's no way there's a guy that looked exactly identical to Powers Booth in this movie in, like, 1872.
See, I thought that...
That's how
that it was-
all cowboys look
Yeah.
like.
I thought it was just like old footage from old westerns that they just...
No,
it was
With a
That would've
time
been
traveling
even
Kurt
better.
Russell.
It's old-timey footage you're about to see.
Seriously, the first feature-length film that was ever put to film was a
Wow.
western.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It was a train thing. Yeah.
Based off Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Well.
Yeah. So there you have it. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. No. So it starts off with this, and it kind of it's a little lighthearted, and you're like, you have this voiceover. That was pretty cool. I actually enjoy that. But you're introduced to all the characters like right off the bat, like immediately. Like they don't bring in someone later on in the film, really. It's like within
Not
the
at
first
all,
15
yeah.
minutes, you know every name and every character in the film. And holy crap, the number of actors
It's
that are
astounding.
familiar in this film.
It's astounding how many great actors are in this
Absolutely.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The only
people
one,
that were nobody, and when the movie was made, are now...
Right.
the only one that they saved for later is Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
That is true, yes. At the very end, Charlton Heston, yeah.
If
He
they want
was
him,
the farmer, James.
he was-
You know, they hold up at the... Yeah.
if they want him, they're gonna have to go through us first.
Cold dead hand.
You damn dirty cowboys! You did it! You blew it up! God damn you! God damn you all to hell!
It's a madhouse!
Soylent Green is people.
Cowboys are people!
So Chris,
Oh, yeah. So Tombstone. I gotta say, Tombstone is way better than the Kurt Russell Wyatt Earp.
I think you mean the Kevin Costner Wyatt Earp.
That's what I meant.
I
Damn
was
it.
like,
All right, cut that.
don't you
Yeah,
say,
say it again, say it
bad
again.
things about the Kurt Russell Wyatt Earp, Christopher.
Kurt Russell was fucking good. Say it again.
Tombstone is way better than the Kevin Costner Wyatt
True.
Earp.
Absolutely.
I didn't even see it, and I know that's true.
Well, let me give you the gist. It's like 4 fucking hours long.
Did Kevin Costner have an East Coast accent when he was trying to do that?
Kevin Costner played Kevin Costner playing Wyatt Earp.
He goes,
Right.
what is this, a rodeo?
I see a man wearing a red sash. Oh, I see a red sash. I kill the man wearing it. That is.
Why did you put on the red sash?
Why?
Why did you make me do
This is a
it?
game.
Oh,
All
poor
right.
Kevin.
Sorry, I really just had to open up that
that-
can of worms. That was totally unnecessary, but I'm glad you guys went with it. Perfect. Val Kilmer in this film, holy Christ. Like, what? All of our intros were Val Kilmer quotes because, frankly, he's the one with the lines. Other than,
He's so fucking cool.
oh, he's so fucking phenomenally cool in this film.
Yeah.
His Doc Hollywood is amazing. However,
Even better than Michael J.
That's a
Fox?
mistake I would make.
I'm pretty sure it said Holiday.
He's in Hollywood, dude.
Oh, wow.
But
I,
not as
like,
good
Hollywood,
as Dr.
Doc
Detroit.
Hollywood 2 from Flarf Industries.
see, and, like, I said...
Doc Hollywood's like a rapper.
No,
Doc Hollywood.
No, it's a Michael J. Fox
Michael
movie.
J. Fox movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like seriously, I heard myself say "day." That's weird. Okay,
Definitely Hollywood.
his
You got a stroke.
Oh, no. That's what we like to call extra. Way to double down on that one.
No.
Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday is amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
I honestly, I have no idea what the actual, individual was or what he was like, but the character he represents, like he never breaks it. Like throughout the movie, it's perfect. Like he sticks with it. Probably, like I said, he has all those great lines, but I think one of my favorite points in the film, probably the best ones are, he's talking with McMasters and, you should be in bed, Doc. You shouldn't be out here with us. Wyatt's my friend.
Yeah, well,
I have a lot of friends. I don't.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Yep.
Such
And
a
it
good scene.
speaks so much to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so much to him. That and the when they're meeting, in the beginning of the film, Doc, this is blah blah blah, the local deputy.
Forgive
whatever.
me if I don't shake hands.
Well, no. The line before that, piss on you, Wyatt. He's so proper about piss on you, Wyatt. I want to start using that term, piss on you. But like I said, so many actors in this film, and I really don't have any issues with any of their roles, any of their characters. They're all really good. And Michael Biehn as Ringo, holy crap, he super awesome. Then like when him and Holiday are going at it, like friggin', come on, that was cool.
Yeah,
because Doc's fucking with him, and then they have their Latin off, and then
they're shaking their guns at each other,
Yeah,
and Doc is shaking the
cup.
the cup at him.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
Yep, it's fantastic.
They had amazing rivalry chemistry on screen.
Oh, exactly.
Excellent.
You know what else though? You know what this movie has? That it has a homicide montage.
It has two of them. It has two murder montages.
It's fantastic.
Whoa! So this is like from the same period as
Untouchables.
fucking the Untouchables.
Yeah.
So they
Yes.
stole one of the montages
Yep.
from Untouchables.
Untouchables, but Tombstone was like, no, we're going to need that. We need.
No, we're
we
gonna
need
have two.
We need two. Don't I get one?
We went over a quota, so we're stealing from you.
You took Costner and Connery.
Which is funny because
Still didn't make it a good movie.
in principle they're similar in terms of like what happens. It's like a gang of criminals running this town into dirt,
Right.
and some guys like take it to them all seriously. Except in Tombstone, they actually do that. Whereas,
Well, because Tombstone is crime drama done right.
I'm never gonna live that
Tombstone
down.
is Kurt Russell putting bodies on ice.
Hells yeah.
Like
Throw down, boy.
right, like. And
No.
there was a point where after they come after his wife and the other wives.
Yeah.
The no. And after they come after the wife and the other
Actually, I
wives.
thought that scene was really cheesy, but
It kind of
It
is.
is.
But
no.
Kurt Russell just spends the rest of the movie red scarf. He's putting your body on ice.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, he made a set of rules and stuck to it too. Because as soon as I can't think of the scruffy little fucker who's like in the
guy
movie,
who, like, keeps
Ike,
fucking,
yes,
yeah,
Ike. When he's running like hell and he tosses this, his
Sash.
red sash, and they're like, "We're good."
Yeah.
He
It
just
was at the shootout at the OK Corral. He just tosses his sash and runs inside. I don't have any guns. I'm a bitch.
He's an incredible bitch. He likes to write checks his ass can't cash.
Yes,
Ike
he
is a
does.
great character though. Like,
Oh yeah,
I'll get into that.
For me to
I'll-
poop on.
I'll go hard on Ike when it's my turn.
I don't know. Like, I guess rewatching this film, I feel it totally holds up. Like I said, I watched it within the past half year or something like that because I like this film. I think the characters are incredibly well acted, well developed characters. You have a lot of different Wyatt and obviously Doc Holliday, your primary characters. Let's be honest. They have some of the most screen time and they're the most dynamic
Yes.
Well, to be fair, for what he is, Doc's pretty static, as in he never really changes, but he has so much range. I'm just explaining the difference. Bye.
What's the name of the original leader with the mustache?
Curly Bill.
Curly Bill.
Powers Booth.
Curly Bill is actually really good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every time I watch this movie,
But-
he stands out more.
And he's not over the top evil either.
He's not.
And
No.
and that's
No, no,
and like when he mentions that, wow, when I die, we're fucked because Johnny Ringo's gonna take
Yeah,
over
man.
and
They-
shit's gonna hit
They
the
do this
fan.
really
Right.
great, like almost bait and switch with the villain, where
Yeah.
it's Curly Bill, and then Curly Bill gets his ass wasted in the river, and Powers Booth is so awesome as Curly
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
because
Yes.
he's like just a tiny bit comical, just a little bit.
yeah.
He's like a
Yes.
Western Joker. Almost.
Well, right. Yes. Essentially, he had the charisma to hold a gang together till he died. Then Ringo took it over Johnny Ringo took it over simply because there was
Everybody
vengeance
was
in their
scared.
hearts, and well, that too. But
How about when Kurt Russell is in the stagecoach riding past Curly Bill and Johnny Ringo and stops and talks and says, "This is over, we're even." And Johnny Ringo goes, "Smells like somebody died."
I know. He just goes, and Curly Bill just
Yeah.
goes,
And Curly Bill's like,
Jesus,
"Dude, that was over the line, but I guess it's funny."
yeah, he's like, Jesus, Johnny.
Right.
Johnny Ringo is so fucking evil that even like
He's hard as
I know even
fuck. Johnny Ringo is hard as fuck.
I love Michael Bay in this movie. It's just phenomenal.
what the hell
Yeah.
happened to him, man? Where did he go? I actually kind of know the answer to that. Basically, after Tombstone, he did 3 straight super stinkers in a row and then was dead.
Well, he was also in The Rock.
Yep. The Rock was probably the next good.
That was a good
yes,
movie.
it was. But he had a bunch of other like really lame ones in the middle there.
Well, I think what ended up happening is he got replaced by Timothy Olyphant
Oh yeah.
because they're basically the same person playing the same roles.
Don't say that.
Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy
Olyphant.
Olyphant is from Justified and
I feel
Deadwood.
like he was also.
Die Hard, or Thor.
I like Michael
I feel like
Biehn
Michael Biehn was
way
also
more.
kind of a dry run for Guy Pearce. Like Guy Pearce started happening, and people were like, "Oh, this guy."
I can actually see that. A lot
I don't know.
more.
I think Guy Pearce is more of a Val Kilmer type, quite frankly.
Watch Lockout. You'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could.
These are
All right,
movies
so
I've
Chris,
seen.
do you got more?
Funny, you got Michael Bay.
Honestly, no,
Michael Bay.
because I love the movie. Like, this is a love, this is a recommend, this is everything above the sun kind of thing. And the only way this episode is going to be interesting if one of you jackasses decide it's not a good movie. So I can
Oh, that would
verbally
be me.
piss all over you because I'm just saying you're going to be wrong.
Yeah. So Chris, let me step in.
Tag team in.
Yeah, I'm about to tap in. So I absolutely loved this movie. I love westerns.
It's because you're right.
So John has mentioned in the past how pacing is something that really bothers him about a movie. And for me, I don't need the pacing to be like snappy.
Okay.
Like I actually kind of like slow movies.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this was necessarily a slow movie, but all westerns kind of tend to have that kind of like relaxed pace where they'll let
sort of
you
just
they'll let you
moseying.
yeah they do they'll let you watch the scenery for a while, which I actually kind of enjoy. Like I like seeing if like horse trails have 2 tracks that they go on because they're really a 2-track that cars drive down and it's just a shitty production, which maybe
Actually-
happened in this movie.
Oh no!
So what I'm getting at is I love westerns. I love slow movies. And
I wouldn't say this movie was that slow.
no,
though.
it wasn't.
Okay.
But this movie was a little bit of a victim of the time that it was made. As in, so the film quality, like the quality of the shots, like that we see is really high. But I don't think that sets and costumes had caught up to it. Like the sets in this movie are really kind of clean. Like it's way cleaner than it needs to be.
It's not as bad as Untouchables was,
right?
though.
But it's similar. Like these movies look like they're from the same year.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, like everybody
And
has perfect straight teeth. Mhm.
Yeah, I think this movie, the sets are too movie set like.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like it actually happens in a real place. This movie happened on a movie set.
Yeah.
But that didn't bother me that much. One thing that I was having trouble with while watching the movie is Bill Paxton a bad actor or was he given a bad role?
All right,
Bad.
you're gonna have to. What made you say that?
Yeah, like I think this role didn't do him any favors, but I don't think
He's not altogether a great actor, but he's not a terrible actor. I think genuinely they said, all right, you're the kid brother. Act like you're still a little, naive to
he's
things.
very
'cause-
simple
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah,
Not really
and I
a
think
lot
they
to
told
him.
him to go with that.
I
Because
think
that's
I think
the only
Bill
thing that makes
Paxton-
sense.
I think Bill Paxton, after watching him through many, many, many years,
Mhm.
I think what he responds to is basically, I think he's one of those actors that plants his feet and has to be told what to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
possible.
Think, I think because the performances, and I know this is a strange thing to say if you actually look at his history of performance, but I think that the more animated a character the director is, the more Bill Paxton seems to kind of outperform himself.
Okay, so Bill Paxton was in Apollo 13. I can't remember, was he good in that?
God,
He was
He was a
kind
guy.
of good. He was a guy.
Did
in
you-
that.
Right, because
Here's
Did you think he was
the
good in
movie that
Aliens?
sells it.
Well, I mean, in Aliens was
But-
the only ones where he was actually kind of a thing.
it's game
But
over.
that's the thing.
man.
No, that's
I
the thing.
love him in Aliens.
He was good in. Ridley Scott is a very animated director. This is the what I consider
Isn't
the
Aliens
quintessential Bill
Cameron?
Paxton role.
Isn't Aliens James
Yeah.
Cameron?
Oh, Aliens Cameron.
Aliens is
Okay, but
Jim
Cameron's
Cameron.
also animated.
Yeah, he raised the
Um,
bar.
What I was thinking of is what I think is the quintessential Bill Paxton role is The True Lies.
Simon.
I
Yeah.
got us really
And-
small dick.
Skeezy.
It's pathetic.
And quite honestly,
That's
like I
12-year-old
think,
boy.
yeah.
Oh, he was
I-
the car salesman.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
So I mean, like honestly, but I've seen him in other things too, and he just basically performs like he did in Tombstone, which is just kind of, like I said, I think he plants his feet. I think somebody needs to tell him what to do, and I think that it all depends on who the director
I
is.
think
I think a lot of it, though, his roles tend to be a little bit jovial.
I think
too.
that you cast Bill Paxton when you're kind of looking for a character who's sort of a wiener. You know, like, I mean, because he does that really well.
Yeah, no.
Like, even characters that start, I mean, he does the thing where he, like, pretends to be a badass, and then he turns out to be a wiener, you know, which is, like, Aliens and True Lies. And the thing about Morgan in this movie is, I think that Bill Paxton was waiting for the whole movie to go, okay, when do I act like a wiener? And they're going, no, you're just, like, you're actually a pretty tough dude in this. Like, you're one of these three tough brothers. And he's like,
Well-
but I'm secretly, like...
But he's
wiener,
the
right?
little brother,
Yeah.
too.
No, because when the oldest brother, the badass
Virgil. Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
Sam
Sam Elliott, badass Sam Elliott, Virgil, decides, you know what? This town needs law. I'm fucking law.
Mhm.
So Bill Paxton is just like, when he's explaining himself to Kurt Russell, he's just like, look, I just backed my brother's play. I figured it's what you would do.
Right.
You know, like, that's not really like a strong, like, this town
No.
needs law and I'm
Right,
the lawman.
right, yeah.
Like, he
He's-
just...
Okay.
I am
He-
the law.
What? Yeah.
He is-
once again,
he is the wiener of
he's
the
a
Earps.
follower, and yeah,
Yes, he is. He's the
he's
wiener of the earth.
the little
But-
brother.
Yeah.
Why
he's
doesn't
following
every
the lead
movie have
of his-
Sam Elliott in it?
Oh my god. I like your style,
Yes,
dude.
Sam Elliott's great. I love. sometimes,
Well-
sometimes you eat the bear.
Sometimes the bar
sometimes
eats
the
you.
bear. Well, he eats you.
God, he's
Oh,
so good.
he
He's
really-
so good.
Yeah, he's
I
great.
Roadhouse.
I love Sam Elliott, and I don't know. It's like he's a one-trick pony for sure, but it's just a really good
Who cares?
trick.
But he's
It's a
done
great trick.
really
It's a-
well
oh,
with it.
It's a perfect trick.
yeah.
It's so
I
good.
think that, we're kind of, okay. So is it anybody's turn anymore?
Yeah, I'm still going. I got one more thing to say.
All right.
So we're going through a period in film and I guess in premium subscription television right now that could be referred to as the McConaissance. Where Matthew McConaughey spent the 2000s, the decade of the 2000s, making bullshit romantic comedies.
Failure to launch.
Right. The one where he drives up the river in Africa with Penelope Cruz. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Fool's Gold.
Wait a minute. Well, no, that was not Fool's Gold. He's talking about Sahara.
Sahara,
No,
yes.
Fool's Gold was with Kate
it was
Hudson.
Yeah, I was giving another in the long
How to
list
Lose a Guy
of
in 10
Matthew
Days was with Kate Hudson, right?
Rom-coms.
Rain of Fire with him and Christian Bale.
There was the one with him and Jennifer Lopez, The Wedding Planner.
God.
But in the last few years, Matthew McConaughey has been taking serious roles and has been knocking them the fuck out of the park.
Which, yeah, he's really shown.
I heard
he has
Mud
some
is really good.
Incredible acting chops.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And it's on Netflix. So, after this movie, Val Kilmer made some bad decisions. The worst of those decisions was eating a lot of food.
Could have been described as a series of consecutive bad decisions.
Now, I follow Val Kilmer on Twitter. He addresses this subject ad nauseum. He realizes it, and he's lost all the weight, and he's back. And so currently, Val Kilmer is doing a Mark Twain piece on Broadway.
Wow.
I think he wrote himself.
Well, what I'm getting at is I feel like Val Kilmer is a great actor. He really is. Val Kilmer is a very good actor. Yeah. I feel like we're on the cusp of Val Kilmer coming back and being the best actor in the world.
Here's my understanding about Val Kilmer. He made more mistakes than just eating. The thing about Val Kilmer is Val Kilmer was the Edward Norton of his time. He was like always knocking it out of the park, but he was impossible to work with. That's what I heard is that he was like very, very difficult to work with. Now, if he's got that figured out, maybe we'll see a comeback. But this is why you see Edward Norton in like a couple movies, and then you don't see him in any movies for 5 years because he's the same way.
Yeah, I've read that exact same thing about Edward Norton. I think
I'll tell you the next renaissance is Michael Keaton.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Well,
he's he just came out called Birdman with Edward Norton.
Yeah, has anybody seen Birdman? Is it really good?
Dying to.
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm dying to. I haven't seen it, but I bet it's amazing. I bet it will be amazing because
I think
Michael
it's
Keaton.
Maybe it is.
I saw him in RoboCop, and he was.
And it might as well. That movie might as well be about Michael Keaton and Edward Norton. I don't know.
Yeah, because
we shall see it and
doesn't. Yeah, Edward Norton plays an actor that is really pretentious.
Yep, he thinks he's way too good to work with Michael Keaton.
And Michael Keaton plays an actor that was a superhero a long time ago and has dropped off the map, right?
They made well, not exactly. He's actually trying, as far as I understood in Birdman, this actor is actually trying to reinvent himself and get away from that and like go legit.
Oh, okay.
But he has dropped off the map. He's basically it's a combination of Michael Keaton and Adam West.
Right. But here's the thing. I like Edward Norton. I think he's a good actor. I think he does good roles. Probably with the exception of the Italian Job remake. I thought his role in that was shit.
It was so bland.
I'm not at all a fan of Michael Keaton.
Multiplicity?
Nope.
Multiplicity was really good.
Nope.
Like, he played 5 different characters.
It's not a bad movie.
5 different ways.
It's not a bad movie. I'm still not a fan of Michael Keaton.
Okay.
I like Michael Keaton a lot.
All right, so back to things that I've never seen in my childhood that everybody else has.
Sure.
I've never seen Beetlejuice.
It's another one of my faves.
But anyway.
Hope you like Italian.
So I think Val Kilmer needs more roles now. And I absolutely loved this movie. I love Westerns. This is a great Western. It suffers from a bit of when it was produced, but I can look past that and just enjoy an incredible movie.
How shitty is it that Kurt Russell is?
It is so shitty. It is so shitty that he's retired.
Terrible.
That's terrible. He shouldn't do that to us. That's mean.
Yeah.
That's mean-spirited, and it makes me angry.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck retires from acting?
Especially when you're fucking Kurt
There's only
Russell.
2 people I know, and they're both awesome.
Who's the other one?
Rick Moranis.
retired too.
Oh, he really
retired
did. He
young.
retired.
He retired young from acting.
Yeah, he
Oh.
retired.
Yeah, he
about
retired after Honey, I Shrunk
Sean
the last
Connery
thing.
retired from acting.
Moranis
Oh,
retired.
yeah,
but I don't
seriously
really
in, like
count
2001 or something. He's been retired for a long time.
Sean Connery retired from acting when he turned 90.
Right.
Well, technically, some might say he retired from acting in The Untouchables.
Hell.
But Rick Moranis stopped around like 1999, and he actually started putting out music.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah,
It's
he became a comedy country artist.
well, Steve Martin retired from acting too, and just plays banjo.
Except Steve.
Yeah. Oh shit. Steve Martin's
I don't-
retired. Yeah.
Is he
Yes, he
retired?
is.
I don't think. Okay.
He tours and plays banjo. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
he did
well, I've
enough
seen him
cheaper
do
by
the
the
banjo
dozen
stuff.
movies
Yeah.
that he doesn't need any more
yes,
I've seen him. I've seen his banjo stuff, and he's really
He's very
good.
good.
But I didn't
Yeah.
think. I didn't think
money. And
he
he
had completely
stomped on the
retired.
nuts of Pink Panther for long enough as well.
Yeah. 2 horrible
Yeah,
Pink
I guess.
Panthers, 3 horrible Cheapers.
I think were there
Or maybe
three?
it might
I
have
thought there
been
were
3 or
two.
2.
yeah, he was in a lot of
All
bad
right.
remakes there for a minute.
So that's my take on Tombstone.
Well,
Watch
he
it.
needed his
It's-
banjo
it,
money.
It holds up. And now I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quick.
Oh.
I'll take it from here, Eric. So it's
2 shakes?
it's no. It's no secret that Tombstone is one of my favorites, but since we've been revisiting old movies and some that we have found do not stand up, I was a little concerned. And
Right.
truthfully, this movie was not how I remember it, but in a really different, strange kind of way. That being that many scenes in this movie and who is in them get completely scrambled around in my brain. For instance, the "I got lots of friends, I don't" scene that Chris cited earlier, which is just it's a great piece of dialogue. It's a good turning point for Doc because you start to get the idea that he's not all fun and games. Not only is he straight up dying, but like he's a lonely guy and he doesn't have any
And
friends.
the loyal guy.
In my brain, though, this scene was a conversation that took place between him and Kate, the Romanian girl that he's hanging out with. And he's loading up a horse in my brain. He's loading up a horse with all this stuff, and she's basically telling him not to bother going out to help Wyatt because they should just skip town. And he's like, "No, Wyatt Earp's my friend." And she's like, "I got lots of friends, Doc." And he goes, "I don't." And how did that happen? I don't know. Like so this time I watch it and there's Texas Jack and he's this pretty trail worn, sandy looking mustached man going, "I got lots of friends, Doc." And they're like, I thought this was like a semi buxom, like dusky beauty that said that line. I don't remember that. And then like Billy Bob Thornton. And all these scenes
I know, right?
All these scenes somehow involve Val Kilmer. In my brain, "I'm sorry, Johnny, I forgot you were there," when Billy Bob Thornton puts it together that it's Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. In my brain, that's Ike for some reason in that scene. And he says, "I'm sorry, Ike, I forgot you were there." In fact, I think John will have heard me say to people, "I'm sorry, Ike, I forgot you were there," before. The way I remembered this movie, it was all mixed up, and different characters say different things to each other, but it all comes together completely coherently as like a movie that makes a lot of sense and actually stands up pretty well to the real movie. It's just subtly different, like throughout. So that was mystifying when I was watching it this time. I am a big fan of Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp. I think the last movie I watched with Kurt Russell in it before this one was Big Trouble in Little China.
That may have been the last Kurt Russell film I watched too, because I watched that not too long ago.
Wow.
Captain Ron.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
For me,
Holy crap!
What? Wow.
I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan. I will watch anything.
Well,
that
he's-
motherfucker
yeah, for me it's Death
He's
Proof.
great, man. Kurt Russell's awesome. Like, and this movie made me remember that Kurt Russell's awesome because, like, he's kind of a funny guy most of the time. Except then he was in a bunch of movies where he was like Mr. Serious, and he was still really good.
One hell of a chin.
Oh my god!
What are you gonna do? Just stand there and bleed, or do something?
I know. Like, you gonna do something, or you just gonna stand there bleeding? Like, he's so intense as Wyatt Earp, and so there's these scenes that are kind of cheesy, like right after Morgan is killed, and Kurt Russell's got blood all over him, and he's crying, and he runs out into the middle of the storm, and he's like, "Oh God, get away from me!
Stay away from me!"
Like, I acknowledge.
But what's weird is the look on her face. Like, oh my God, I see you're outside, finally. I don't care that you're covered in blood. Get away from me, bitch.
It's pretty presumptuous
so
that
weird.
she could roll up on him at that moment.
And she's that character is.
I forgave you as soon as you said it.
If there's one, if there's one weak part in Tombstone, it's the love story, because the female lead has
completely.
Well, the female lead has basically no character. She's, he's like, "Tell me a little about yourself," and she's like, "I do what I want.
I like room service.
I do what I want."
I mean, she might as well have just said, "I'm an actor."
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they wrote a very convincing,
and shellfish.
And
very convincing narcissistic actor. Like,
so one of the problems with the editing in this movie is like when they do the like horse chase scene, like horse wants to bang you, my horse wants to bang your horse. Like they like smash cut to that. Yep. Like there's no context for that scene at all. Like Wyatt Earp doesn't go like, "I'm gonna go take a ride," and she, like they just like run into each other in the woods.
For some
reason.
At
least he does do like that half pause at the top, like. Fuck.
Oh,
damn it. My morals are going to be called.
There's a lot of that in here.
That was funny.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it was kind of
almost
odd.
all the scenes where it's him and the actor, they feel like they're kind of wedged in there, and it was just sort of like, we need a love story.
It might have been done as an afterthought, to be honest.
Could have been. I mean, I would.
Or there might be stuff that was cut, to make it down to length.
Chris, one thing I'm really sad about, and I hope James picks up the slack, is you didn't say a word about Billy Zane.
Well, I was just about.
Yeah,
to
I was wondering about that too.
Because I texted
get
John
to Billy
while I was
Zane.
watching this movie just to inform him that Billy Zane is awesome, and he thought I was talking about Kingdom Hearts, and in which, by the way, Billy Zane is also awesome. But I'm like watching him, and also like playing an actor.
That's right, ladies.
Yeah, my boy
Yeah,
Billy.
but to be fair, Billy Zane is like in 2-3 scenes in the entire film.
That was him.
Of this movie.
He's one pretty man in that film.
He's like the prettiest guy.
Wow,
in
he's a beautiful man. He convinced. His beauty convinced a nerd to join up with Wyatt Earp to kill some bad guys.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
What?
A nerd played by Jason Priestley.
Yes.
Yep. That's a great character.
Played that role really well, though.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see more Billy.
Okay, never mind.
We don't really.
Wait my turn.
Billy's in 2 scenes in the movie, and one is to establish that he's questionably effeminate, and then the next one is to reinforce that, and then and then he gets the feels.
The next one is to be like, yeah, there were gay guys in the Wild West too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Humans are humans. There will be homosexual people wherever you have a group of humans.
Yep.
It's just how it works.
And so if you're the only gay guy in Tombstone, and then Billy Zane rolls up in some pantaloons, if I was Billy in that position, and Billy Zane, and Billy the character, Jason Priestley, and then Billy Zane rolls up into my town, like in a fucking doublet and all that shit, I'd be pretty excited about that, and I'd be pretty bummed out if my friends shot him.
If
once more into the breach, dear friends.
I know.
And I'm just saying, if Billy Zane rolled up in my town, I'd get a semi for him.
Just in general.
Well, I mean, you saw the rest of the what Tombstone had to offer, and Billy Zane's looking pretty good. So,
no, I would still.
You sure are pretty.
I would still take a chick strung out on laudanum.
So you like it easy.
I also recall that the build-up of her issues was a little bit more subtle, as opposed to the first line that her character has, being like, "Oh my god, I can't!
I need some fucking smack." Yeah. Give me the drugs
Jesus
now.
Christ, where's the crack? You know, like
Fuck, I'm jonesing so hard.
She's like frothing at the mouth.
All right.
You gotta give me a fix. Come on, you gotta
Jesus.
give me a fix.
Did
Suck
anybody
your
look up
dick.
what? Did anybody look up what exactly laudanum is?
I used
It's
to
opium,
know.
isn't it?
No, I knew.
Like
People
later
used to,
they say like
drink absinthe with it. Absinthe
Okay,
and
but
laudanum.
Yeah,
later
it's a
they talk
pain
about
and
headaches.
headache. Well, pain and fever
Yeah,
reducer.
it's just
but
opium.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
so it's just an opiate.
It's an
Yes.
opium, it's an opium
Okay.
derivative. So it's like I feel like
Oh
later
yeah.
in the,
Yeah.
in
When-
the movie she's just like completely taken off, like removed the veil and just like going for the opium. You know, like whatever.
Yeah. When Kurt Russell is in his montage putting bodies on ice, he fucking blows the brains out of a guy that
Oh,
thinks he's smoking out of
man.
an opium pipe. That's fucking
That was
heavy
the
metal.
fucked up.
Yeah,
That was way fucked up. That scene
I remember
fucked me up.
from last time, and I even remembered it with the right characters in it, you know, and every time it gets to that point, I'm like, man, that's some cold shit, Wyatt. Right?
That is
Man,
some
this
really
mic
cool
has been
shit.
hitting. Well, there we go.
Whoa, it came like a mule.
Well, I mean, what drove me about that, what makes that scene heavy metal, is not that he just shot him. It's that moment where their eyes connect.
Yeah.
And why it's just like, yep, you're fucking
Right.
sucking on my gun.
It's like,
Boom.
And the guy's like, I just can't quit you.
in fact, it's really super cold that Wyatt Earp.
Billy Zane just left this tent.
Oh my lord!
I didn't even notice he left.
cold hard
So-
steel.
Yeah, the coldest shit about that is that he lets the guy like realize what's happening before he pulls the trigger. You know, that's really the moment where it's like, Jesus, Wyatt, God.
What?
Did anybody else notice John Locke from Lost is in this movie? Yeah,
Yeah,
Mayor John
absolutely.
Locke.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
Huh.
John Locke.
Well, how
Yeah,
about
Merle from the
McMasters?
fucking Walking Dead.
When has that guy ever played a good guy?
I know, good old
He's
Yondu
never played
representing.
Yeah, Michael Rooker. I feel like this is
Michael
this is the
Rooker,
only
yeah.
time he's had a character that like is kind of.
Oh
a
yeah, and then
good
he
guy.
just gets like killed off screen.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what happened last
Yeah.
night? Oh, they killed McMasters. Oh, dang. You know, like,
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
What you're saying, Colin, is there is an absurd amount of really good actors
There
in
is.
this movie.
there
Come
are
on.
many good actors. I don't know the actor's name that plays Ike, but I do think that he does a great job. And I think the play between him and the other cowboys is awesome.
I mean, Ike is the primary antagonist in the highest grossing film of all time.
That's true. And he's
Avatar.
like one of the few. What?
Really?
Avatar.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Ike is the primary antagonist in Avatar, and it's
Huh.
the highest grossing film of all time.
I had no.
Ike is the
No
Yes.
way. I had no idea.
Fuck! Wow.
Yes.
No
Yes.
fucking way.
Wow.
Absolutely yes.
I never saw Avatar.
Wow.
It was I liked it.
I liked it a lot too.
Yeah.
I'm not. gonna
I've heard a
watch
lot
it.
of hate about
Nah,
it,
it
but
was
I
pretty
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I'm not going to bother watching.
Well,
it.
it's a cool sci-fi movie. You're kind of missing out.
It's a giant piece of crap, Chris. You're not missing out on anything.
Shut your
a
mouth.
visual spectacle that needs to be seen in a theater.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
That's true. I did see it in a theater, and I don't think it would stand up if you take it home.
correct.
No.
You know what a visual spectacle
Your mom.
is? A rotoscope
Wow.
cleaning rod.
A telescoping cleaning
But-
stick.
By Flarf.
Telescoping cleaning
Patented
stick by
Flarf
Flarf.
telescoping cleaning stick technology. The pocket shower.
Yes, that
So,
The Avatar of two.
I'm gonna look up the name of him right now because I'm sure he was an Avatar.
so there's some great lines. I also really like Powers Booth as Curly Bill. I think that he does a great job. And he's got some great lines. Maybe it's just his... I think it's really his delivery. And two I wanted to cite was when Wyatt Earp is dealing faro at the Oriental, and Ike is harassing him. And while Ike is harassing him, Curly Bill throws down some cards. He plays the game. He puts down some money. And Ike is giving him his... Yeah, law just don't go around here, Kansas law dog. He's giving him his bullshit. And then Curly Bill wins $500 while Ike is harassing Wyatt Earp, and Curly Bill just turns to Ike and goes, "Shut up, Ike." That delighted me
Yeah.
And it also, the other one, like, this scene was cited also by Chris, the like, one of the Johnny Ringo says some cold shit, scenes, it smells like someone died. Right before that, Kurt Russell gives it's over, blah, blah, blah. And Curly Bill just goes, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
He's got, like, the perfect smart about him. He's, like, perfectly smart.
Yep.
Very smarmy.
Yeah.
I'm only funning.
I have a couple.
So,
I have a
Ike.
oh, sorry. You got something for Ike?
Stephen Lang, Ike, was the
How about
antagonist in
that?
Avatar.
Confirmed.
Damn.
Good
Wow.
on you. I've got just a couple more points. I will admit I cry at the end of this movie, and I'm not sorry about it, but the scene between Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp in the sanitarium really, really gets me.
Yeah, where he's like, go away, and Wyatt's like, no,
There are like
you're my
three
friend.
things in that scene that hit me super hard. Like, the one is, okay, so he has this great confession that he gives to Wyatt Earp about basically the only time he's ever been in love, which is like a humongous thing for this character to admit to anybody, besides the fact that it's also kind of shameful. His little love story about his first cousin when they were kids, and he says she was all he ever wanted, but he's so genuine about it, you can't even really be weirded out by it, because it's just like this weird moment of honesty.
I think that's a lot less shameful in the
definitely
1800s.
Yes, but I just realized the actor you're talking about, and I actually really like that actor. I love
Stephen Lang?
Nova.
He's good.
Stephen Lang, yes.
He
is
the
good. I might
other
watch
ones in that
Avatar.
scene, the one that really got me though is like,
I'll watch Avatar the porn.
Okay.
big
Porn parody.
big blue USB penis. That's
Sorry,
all right.
but go ahead.
It's okay.
I'll let you talk
I'm
now.
guilty of that myself. So I know I interrupt people all the time because I'm like, I got something funny to say. So the one that really gets me in that scene is when Wyatt is starting to deal and Doc says, I don't want to play anymore. That's the one where I go, oh my God. Like, I can't even handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote a haiku about Tombstone.
Did you really write a haiku?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good.
I'm gonna give you my haiku. Then I'm gonna give you my theory that's gonna turn this movie around for John. Okay, here's my haiku. Bullets in the air, mustache above each man's lip. Val Kilmer is sweaty. Okay. All right. Here's my theory about this movie, John. And I think this is going to turn this around for you. And so this is what happens, okay? So, like,
I hope so.
nobody sees Morgan actually get shot. You never see the gun. They couldn't find the bullet. And when...
So he didn't get
die.
shot.
And neither did Johnny Ringo, because if you notice, the angle from which Val Kilmer shoots him, like, there's no way that, like, it's like magic bullet. The bullet would have, like, had to go up in the sky and come down and crash on the top of his head or something for that to happen. So,
Johnny Ringo definitely got shot in the head.
no, I think it was faked. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because Johnny Ringo and Morgan Earp had a plan to escape this horrible town and leave the planet to go become space marines. And they changed their names to Dwayne Hicks and whatever fucking name Bill Paxton had in Aliens, and then they died up in space. That's what happened. They're actually, there's continuity between them. There's continuity.
I can accept this. Yeah.
Yep.
Same universe.
Same universe, you know. They both still use guns. I mean, there's a lot to support this. Bill
Thousands of
Paxton's
years
still a
later.
wiener. Hey, they got cryo sleep. You know, they fucking invented it
In the 1800s, yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Cowboys and aliens.
There's a lot of connection here. This is just a prequel to Aliens.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's all it is.
I love it,
That's
Colin.
all-
I love it.
That's all it is. And you know
They met
why?
Will Smith and Kevin Kline in the Wild Wild West and got the
You know
cryo
what?
technology.
You know why it also works?
So when Tombstone Wild Wild West,
Alien,
Aliens, Alien.
It goes deeper. It goes
Alien
deeper.
occurred
Johnny
first,
Ringo
assumedly.
wasn't his real name
No.
either.
Okay.
His real name's Kyle Reese, and he already knew about time travel from Terminator. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Yes, Kyle Reese.
Is it really?
He didn't get killed by the Terminator. He traveled through time. The Terminator sent him back in time to a random spot in history. He went back to the Old West, which is why Johnny Ringo's so fucking mad. He's so crazy. He's like, I got to get back to the future. So then he figures out,
He meets this guy, Doc Brown.
hey, you never see what's in that big barn in town.
Oh,
you know
Doc
what I'm saying?
Brown's
You
car
never
isn't
see it,
working.
You don't see it. You know. So then he meets Morgan Earp, and Morgan's not really satisfied because he's been looking into all this spiritualism and stuff, and he's just like, man, I just feel like there's more to the world than all this around me, like there's this bright light and stuff, and all this stuff beyond our understanding. Johnny Ringo's like, well, guess what? You're right. And I know how you can experience more of that. And then they try to travel into the future, and they fucking end up in
show
space.
you the
Yeah, you did right.
stars.
End up in space.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And then they get killed by xenomorphs, huh?
they're fucking cowboys. They even stand a chance. Come on. Yeah, they get killed by xenomorphs in the end. Sorry. It's just like Carl Weathers in Rocky and Predator and Happy Gilmore. Yeah, that is legit. It is legit.
Oh, no, that's
Because they had to
legit.
call Apollo
That's
Creed to go fight
legit.
the Predator, and then he loses an arm. And what movie after that was Carl Weathers missing an arm? Happy Gilmore, because they had to put him in witness protection, so they disguised him as a golf pro. It's the same guy.
It's the same-
This is a
same
movie
arm.
thing. They do it all the time. Shit's real, man.
What you don't know is that while he was trying to get out of the woods, the jungle, he was starving, and so he took his arm. There was nothing left of the arm except the bones, but he stuck that bone in a pot with some
You got a
water and
stew
some
going.
vegetables. Before you know it, got a stew going.
Just two adults cooking up
There's
the
a stew.
Okay,
James, what do you
James. I believe it's
Well,
your
first
turn.
off, I'd like to say I don't know what anybody is talking about. I watched this movie and nobody's mentioned. Well, I mean, Colin mentioned something about time travel, but nobody's mentioned the Illuminati or the guy who used to play Rimmer on Red Dwarf or Laura Croft or any of that shit.
You talking about Dead in Tombstone?
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, where we watching
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Is this your thing,
this
James?
my
Now is this
reoccurring
your?
joke.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Every week I watch the wrong movie.
I approve. I love it.
So no. So yeah, the last time I saw this movie was when it came out, which was 1993. And
Really?
I
Yes.
believe I was 9.
Oh yeah, right. You were born in '84. I was born in '84.
No, I'm sorry. I would be 11. Yes, 11.
You would have been 15.
No, I
don't.
82. I would be 11.
Okay.
So, but
That's such simple math. How did you fuck that up?
I don't know. Dude.
Hey, I don't know how old I am either, so you just hush it.
I had it yesterday, and then I guess I just second guessed myself right now.
It doesn't matter. After you're
Yeah.
25,
Because
it
you're
doesn't
just
matter.
dying
You're
anyway.
yeah.
No, because as soon as you turn 30, hangovers get really bad.
Fuck yeah, they do.
That's
Yeah,
That's-
and then your body starts.
the absolute
bloating.
truth. As soon as you turn
Oh, yes.
30, hangovers get worse.
Oh yes. Oh my god.
Yeah,
the
Colin
day
agrees.
hangover. It's something, man.
Yeah.
Also,
The
I'm
struggle is
sorry,
real.
I forgot. I gotta
I
clarify something,
don't
and
like-
I know it's not my turn, but I can't let this go. Dwayne Hicks is not killed by xenomorphs. Michael Bain survives aliens. He is killed
Yes.
by studio executives off screen between Aliens and Alien 3. Hey, where's Dwayne Hicks? The guy I was going to hook up with. Oh, he died. Like, seriously, the beginning of Alien 3.
What a
So-
shame.
Totally.
What a shame.
Yeah,
great.
real shame.
92,
All right,
you
James,
watched
what do
this
you- what do you
movie.
think?
Or 93.
93, yeah. And I didn't even see it in the theaters. I saw it when it came out on video. And
VHS.
So, yep.
Motherfucker.
So the thing is that back then, I actually didn't like this movie. I didn't like it when I watched it when I was 11. And, when I remember being like, oh, Tombstone, cool, action, Western, I'm gonna watch this, it's gonna be great. And then, I always heard about the shootout at the OK Corral.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
It's ubiquitous.
Yeah,
the
there's
shit
a
of
movie called The OK Corral that
Yeah.
is basically like Tombstone that ends at the shootout. And I remember watching this movie, and they get to the shootout in like the first half hour, maybe hour or so, and 3 people die, and it's like nothing. It's like by any action movie standards, it's a minor shootout.
By modern Detroit standards, it's a minor shootout.
Yeah, I forgot, like half the people just run away.
So yeah. Despite the fact that the Cowboys are amassing like a large presence at the OK Corral, only 4 people actually engage in the 3 people engage in the fighting.
Well, 3 people get shot. 3 people die. 4 people get shot.
Yeah,
because Virgil got shot, and it's like a 4-on-5 or like a 3-on-4 or something.
Yeah,
it's not very many people.
Yeah, because Ike fucking cowers and then joins the fight later when he can steal a gun. But
yeah, and also Chris from Chris in the Morning on Northern Michigan also runs.
Yes, he does. He's like the first one to run.
And fucking Lowell from Wings gets just fucking peppered. He gets fucking ventilated. Thomas Hayden Church or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
Hanging out. Billy Bob Thornton was
bastards. It's coming to you. Oh yeah, Billy Bob.
Fat Billy Bob Thornton makes me feel better about my future.
Yep.
Like back in '93, Billy Bob Thornton was fat.
Yeah.
Which makes me go, you know what? Back in 2013, 2014, I'm fat. I'm not that fat, but I'm a little overweight.
No, you're like
right.
a little.
I'm a little overweight.
You're not as fat as some of the casting crew.
If you watch the season of Fargo with Billy Bob Thornton, he is svelte.
Yeah, he's very thin now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but it kind of blew my mind when I was like, "Is that fucking?" So there's a part in this movie that actually is. It's like, oh god, they completely almost steal the joke in The Simpsons with, is that old dog whatever the fuck? You Stephen Foster? Is that Stephen Foster? He's like, it's Frederick fucking Chopin. Yeah. There's a bit in the same Simpsons episode where he's like, play us some piano. And the guy starts playing like something beautiful, and he's like, God damn it! I said that's piano. I said I wanted piano. And he starts playing some ragtime, So yeah, when I watched it way back then, there were like, first off, there was that which I thought was going to be the shootout at the OK Corral, which I thought was going to be the climax of the movie. And then I was watching it as a little kid, and I was like, well, this movie just fucking goes on, doesn't it? And I completely...
That's your 11-year-old monologue. Well, this movie just fucking goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, seriously, by the time that Doc Holliday was having the face-off with Johnny Ringo, which I honestly didn't really... Like, the importance of those characters didn't mean anything to me at the time. I didn't give a shit what was happening anymore. So, like, I was just like, wow, this movie is fucking boring. I am never going to watch this movie again.
Oh, did you watch it again?
Yeah, I did. I watched it again last night, and I must say, I didn't actually want to watch this movie. For a number of reasons. One is that I've been watching the 100 best episodes of Star Trek, and I'm watching the last bit of Deep Space Nine. And if you don't know, the last episode of Deep Space Nine comes in 10 parts. And I have 2 more episodes left to go, and I had 2 hours before I had to sleep. So what do I choose, Tombstone or DS9?
Don't give me that Deep Space Nine shit.
That's Voyager, yo!
I don't know.
No.
Watch your mouth!
Yeah. Teleberries.
That's Voyager, yo!
That's Voyager, yo!
So they're eating Teleberry pie.
I'm glad somebody else has seen that.
Beamed
That's Voyager, yo!
Into space! Oh! No! How is this
Nobody
else has seen. Nobody else has seen that episode of Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Badger's
when
Star
fucking
Trek
Badger
episode.
and Skinny Pete,
God, you're right.
Badger and Skinny Pete are talking about Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's Voyager, yo.
Teleberry, it's Voyager, yo. Okay, Perry, whatever.
Blueberry.
And then Uhura walks in, and Scotty's fiddling with instruments, and his palms are all sweaty. No!
Oh my god! You're doing an actual Badger impression.
That's a really good Badger.
That's a really good Badger impression.
You're fucking killing me.
I will get to working on it because I thought his voice was so funny when I watched that show.
Yeah, he's got one of the most
Yeah, and
unique
that's like
voices
how
ever.
that guy sounds.
It's kind of annoying.
I've heard him in other things, and he
Yeah.
sounds like that. Apparently, he talks sort of like Bender.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like watching it now as a grown up, there's a bunch of shit that I just didn't fucking get. Like when Curly walks out of that tent and starts shooting everybody up, I had no fucking idea why the fuck he was doing that when I was 11.
He was just drunk as fuck.
No, he was on
Probably,
opium
he was
or-
wasted
he was on
probably a
something.
couple different things.
Okay, I thought he was
No,
just
he's-
drunk as fuck.
He was high.
No,
Long story short, he was fucked
Yeah,
up.
he was really fucked up.
He was
And
what?
when you're a kid and you don't even really
Yeah.
know what drunk looks like, you're like, what the fuck is
This is,
why?
he
He
is
just
this
starts
guy
staring
doing?
at the moon.
Yeah.
All the way turned
This is kind of a big
up.
say no to drugs movie.
By the way, he
I
fired
noticed that
14
too.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that was actually like completely
Yep.
an anti-drug
But,
PSA. Right. in
To
the
be
middle there.
fair, he fires 12. There's a long pause during the conversation that, assumably, he was...
Maybe he could reload his gun.
Yeah, it's asking a lot, but he did fire 15 if you count the
I
one
did
into the,
try to picture
the
him
sheriff.
sort of stumbling around and reloading during one of those scenes where there's
Right? They should have actually shown that. That would have been fucking hilarious.
just gotta
like
get
just
these
dropping a
bullets.
bunch of them,
Oh,
but like getting
hey,
like
did anybody
one or
else
two in
notice,
there.
though? Like when
Just
he
enough.
shoots the marshal, he's like Curly Bill is like, oh
Yes,
shit,
yes,
he's really
yes.
upset.
Like
He's not happy about that.
he really has no idea what he
and
just
I did not remember
did.
that at all from having watched it before, and like that
Oh.
really stuck out to me this time. It's like he's like, oh shit, oh no, I killed my friend.
Yeah, yeah. It's a yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody getting really fucked up and then just shooting a shit ton of people.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Well, he
Yeah.
didn't shoot a shit ton of people. He shot one person.
Oh, okay.
He shot
We're just
at
shooting
a
around.
lot of
he
people.
did. He shot
Curly
at
Bill
everybody in
smoked
town.
one joint.
It's like a Ben
and
Reefer
then
Madness
shot
where the
the
dude
moon.
takes a couple puffs and then throws a baby out the window.
Yeah, they call
Yes.
that reefer madness.
That's what he had. He had
Colin.
reefer madness.
Though, to be fair,
Baby-
babies are
you know,
really annoying.
did anybody ever ask? I mean, maybe the baby had it coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Baby owed
maybe the
money all
baby
over
was a
town.
dick.
you know, baby made a lot of enemies.
Send
That's what I'm
me a
saying.
message to the
Eventually
babies.
they'll learn. Everybody talks about their babies
So-
being so smart. That's bullshit. They can't do shit. They don't know anything.
Baby doesn't know when to quit.
So yeah, like there was that. I realized that the other things that I missed was just like connecting the characters and everything like that. That Johnny Ringo is
Yeah.
something important, or that Johnny Ringo is actually a member of the gang from before. Because before I was like, well, they did the OK Corral, didn't that? They shot all the bad guys,
Just-
right? that's my
Brett went
11-year-old
like-
thought process. What the
The
fuck
most
is going to
important
happen
cowboy
next?
at the OK
you
Corral.
know?
Like, it's
Yeah.
like the strongest that drags. Yep.
That's why he survived, man.
Yeah, there's lots of cool lines in this movie. I do like, even though it's cheesy. Yeah, Eric covered it, but there's one great line Kurt Russell has. Even though it's cheesy, and they allude to it with
Yep.
"He was on a pale horse, and hell followed with him."
Yeah.
The line where "I'm coming and hell's coming with me."
Yep.
Like that's
Well,
a fucking cool line.
They run the four of them, with together in so many scenes in that montage. It's like you're obviously thinking like, why isn't there a pale horse? Because they're the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Correct, Chris. Somebody should have been riding a pale horse in those scenes.
That'd have been cool as
That-
shit.
Yeah. Just buttoned up the symbolism all right there.
You know?
You got
Throw it in your
Val
fucking
Kilmer as
face.
Pestilence, and then you've got Kurt Russell as War and Death, and then the family took the day off.
Yeah.
Because everybody's eating lead.
Gluttony is like,
He turned to the side.
Famine was just
Gluttony
a
was
skinny
Billy
disease.
Bob Thornton.
yeah. So Yeah, there's a couple things, honestly, about this movie that, we're still... I didn't really like that much. There was, oh god, I just completely fucking blanked out there.
Well, good, so you can't say them. Go ahead, John.
So, no, let's see. There was a lot of old-timey slang in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that, like, sometimes you had no idea what the fuck they were saying.
Skin that smoke wagon.
All right.
See what happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, the context, you can understand what the fuck that means, but, I feel like maybe they were just, like, flipping through an old-timey slang dictionary and just, let's fit this one in there. Let's have them say this, Oh, okay, it'd be really cool to use. Yep.
It's a wang dangle.
Not to be mistaken with a Christmas
I did not have
dangle.
any of the same problems.
Yeah.
Like, I understood, skin that smoke wagon, I understood that.
There was something else
there was
about,
nothing else.
Something else about that when Billy Bob Thornton stood up, or where he's like, he called him like a
jabroni.
What?
Jabroni?
It's something I don't know. Something like that.
No, yeah, he what the hell did he call him?
I can't remember. It's something weird. And then he's like, you don't have to flip a dude to become a rumble pump or something like
It's like in Back to the Future 3 when Buford calls him a duded up something. Like, from a duded up. I can't remember what he calls him, but it's something like that. Hey, a carpetbagger.
Yeah.
I like Rumble Bump too.
I love Rumble
You don't have
Bump.
to be bumbled up to be Rumble Pump.
So, the other thing is that I feel like they had to really kind of make an excuse for Wyatt Earp to leave his wife. Like, I don't think she might have been that much of an alcoholic or something like that.
She was on Laudanum.
She was all smacked out.
But
I'm not sure that's historical.
She just had headaches.
No, my understanding is she was sick. No, she was sick, and if I recall, she died
of an overdose.
She's a drug addict.
Yeah, she
Whatever.
does drive
Of drug overdose.
Okay.
Her death is narrated. Her death is narrated.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
there's a lot of that.
Wyatt Earp's wife died, so this is okay.
Yeah, that's...
Yep.
That is exactly what happened.
The computer
Oh my
that we're
God.
recording on presently has pulled up Tombstone and is getting to the part where Kurt Russell slaps the shit out of Billy Bob.
We're going to hear the rumble.
We're at it right now. Here it comes.
Oh.
Something on your mind? Just want to know you're sitting in
Is
my
that
chair.
a fact?
Is that
I
a
love
fact?
Is that a fact?
Yeah. For a man that don't go heels, you run your mouth kind of regular, don't you?
You don't have to go heels to get the bulge on a tub like you.
That's
I don't know what the fuck that means.
okay.
I like.
So
I
heels
like Rumble
is
Bump
about
better.
the
He's
butt of
talking
your
about
gun.
how that Kurt Russell's unarmed.
So I don't have to carry guns to fuck you up, fatty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you not get that from context?
Well, I just figured he's like, I don't have to blankety blank to whatever the fuck, you know.
You don't got to
I
milk
don't
a
have to
sow to
carry
make a
guns to
cat's
fuck your
purse.
shit up, fat ass.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
like
actually
Rumble Bump.
okay. Yeah, but no, I like Rumble Bump.
Rumble bump from Flarf.
You don't have to bumble
From
up.
Flarf,
Rumble
though.
Bump.
The Rumble bump.
Introducing Rumble Bump from Flarf Industries. It's the
Oh,
kid
God.
toy that everyone's
Now we have
talking
a
about.
context.
Rumble bump is a
Oh,
shaving gel. What the
it's the
fuck?
shaving gel that all the kids are talking about.
Nice.
Okay, James, are you? You
John's
settled
ready to
in
go.
there?
He's ready to go like Europa.
Oh,
All right.
the couple things when
I said like Europa.
Europa.
Yeah, like the moon
No, like the
of
band.
Saturn.
It's the song Ready to Go.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making a space mission joke.
Gotta go to Juniper and get some space weed.
All right.
So Bill Paxton is that you can't. What is he say? He's like, oh, they shot Victor's wife. They're bugs. You can't live with bugs. We're surrounded by bugs. Game over, man. Game over.
I told you.
They're everywhere, man. Bugs everywhere, man. Game over.
I believe he says they're bugs. You can't reason with bugs.
Yeah, and probably my favorite part of the movie is before that when the storm's coming. Bill Paxton's sitting at the poker table eating dinner, with Wyatt Earp, and they're feeding the dog spaghetti with their hands. The dog's sitting in a chair on the table, and they're just feeding dog spaghetti. In this movie, it was 2 hours of them feeding them spaghetti, feeding a dog spaghetti. I probably would have enjoyed it a little better.
Wow.
I just want to point out it was probably lo mein.
Okay.
Because Wyatt Earp was using chopsticks because they're
Chinatown.
eating at
I
the
thought it was a spaghetti
Oriental.
Western thing.
Okay.
No, y'all wrong. Wrong!
I think Chris is right. So James, we good?
We good.
Alrighty. So,
You know, when
Tombstone.
James says he has one more thing, we should just let it go.
No. It is very important that I speak about the dog eating lo mein.
he's
They're
he's
feeding
not
it with their
wrong.
hands.
Yeah.
Because actually, that's kind of indicative of one of the main problems that I had with this. Which
That your
is
last
where-
name is Barup and you're wrong.
Where
Sounds
did
right.
the dog fucking come from?
Wait.
Dogs,
You can't
dogs and
steal
humans
Chris's
living
thing.
together.
You're
going to
stealing
the bar.
Chris's thing.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you're Chris. Yeah, all
No,
of a sudden
no,
you're
no,
Chris
no, no,
getting
no,
hung up
I-
on the dumbest thing about the
No,
movie.
this is representative.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
But the kitchen,
Really?
the kitchen
Really?
was dirty.
Really?
The kitchen was dirty.
The whole fucking house was a fucking filthy pigsty that had
Okay.
been cleaned 20 fucking
For those
years.
of
Okay,
you-
you're trying to
They
clean
are
the
referring to
fucking
the movie
kitchen.
Leprechaun.
What about the mom's job in Karate Kid?
What the fuck was her job? She
Are
had
we-
like five
are we-
million
are we
fucking
done?
Jobs.
Who cares?
Are we done?
I care.
Are we done?
Okay.
It was
So
not
why is the
explained.
dog? Why is the dog
Okay.
a problem?
Dumb. Yeah, why is the dog pissing you
Okay.
off?
All right. It's not the dog. The dog
I don't
is
know.
is
He
is
pissed me
representative
off.
of the greater problem.
Oh my god, the dog's a symbol.
The dog is a symbol.
Too deeply into this movie.
No.
Wyatt
Here's
Earp's like, anybody can be a dog, but a symbol never does.
Dog man.
Whoa.
no.
Let's bring it back around.
Okay. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I fell into a well when I was a child. It was full of dogs.
I'd watch that.
And Sharknadoes.
No, it's like this. I was watching this movie, and there were a couple of things I would call them nitpicks, and that's really what they are. Overall, I'd say that this movie's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, for me, it did not hold up. Like, when I was a kid, I thought this was the greatest fucking thing ever.
This
ever,
held
ever.
up big time for me, Johnny.
That may be the case, but for me, it did not. I'm a huge Western fan, just like you are, Eric.
Excellent.
And I gotta say, the older I get, the more I appreciate the old John Ford kind of stuff.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
movies like Unforgiven,
Yeah.
that still stands up. This
Absolutely.
one, I don't know if it was because it was a sign of the times, but I definitely felt like when I was watching this, that I was missing half of the movie. Like half of the movie had been dropped somewhere.
Could have been.
And a lot of that comes from the fact that a huge number of deaths happen off screen. We get narrated through some really weird, stupid shit.
What are you talking about? The beginning or end? Because
both.
other than that, they don't have any narration.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, both the beginning and the end.
Okay.
It's completely like the fact that
The
Colin
narration at the
pointed out-
beginning is lazy. It is.
Yeah, and the end, it's like, and the wife,
Well,
Robert
but
Mitchum.
they like do that shit in movies where they just like do the and he retired with his wife.
Yeah.
Like
Nothing
they just
bad
do like
ever
the
happened
text.
to anyone,
But in this
ever
one they have
again.
the right.
Show, don't tell. And quite honestly, even with the whole wife thing, the whole romance thing was tacked on.
The romance
Yeah,
angle
yeah.
was bad.
Yeah.
It was.
The romance
Yeah, it
angle was
pretty
incredibly
watery.
bad.
The
It was
weakest part of the
tacked
movie.
on. But it also, at the same time, there's parts of the movies where it just felt like you were actually getting the second half of the scene. You know what I mean? Like, just, like, there was something, like,
Yes,
I honestly...
like the first half of the scene of
Yeah.
when they go horseback riding was just
Yeah.
cut out of the movie.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'll agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, and I don't know if I made this up in my head, but I remember this movie being 3 hours long. And
Yeah,
when I
it felt
got
like
done
it.
No,
watching...
no. I'm
It's 2
pretty
hours.
sure you're confusing it with the Costner Wyatt Earp, because that was long as fuck.
No, I
And-
never saw the Costner Wyatt Earp. And that's the thing, is that I when I watched Tombstone...
Am I the only
and
one
all-
that actually watched
I
that?
think you are, yeah.
Because my dad made me watch that before he let me watch Tombstone.
Oh, damn.
We literally rented them at the same time, But he made me watch that one. He's like, no, you should watch this one. Okay.
Well, it was
It's not like-
supposedly
it's not-
supposed to be the more historically accurate
right.
one.
And I think that's what he was going for.
Maybe it
It
happened
was
in
the
real
dull
time.
one.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of this movie. It just seemed like it didn't, like fucking Billy Zane's death. Billy Zane's death should have happened on screen.
Yeah, because there's a scene that happened, and the other actor describes the scene to you. Why didn't they just shoot that fucking scene? I agree with you there.
Exactly.
Probably budgets.
Actually, Billy Zane was just.
But I mean, and that's the other thing.
So they just
I think there
are a lot of
into...
ancillary characters that are introduced without context, like Jason Priestley's character.
I think, though, that's part of it.
up-
Though there are so many characters that you can't show every character's death without going over budget. I do think that they could have alliterated. Is that the right word to explain? Alluded to. They could have alluded to the off-screen deaths better than they did.
You don't ever have an off-screen death in a narrative.
Well, so
you just don't do it.
You can do it, and they did.
Tell me one that's been done.
Cyclops
Tell me
in
one that's been
X-Men
done
3.
well.
Terrible.
No, I mean seriously. Tell me one off-screen death
Could anything
that had
in
any
X-Men
kind of
3 be
emotional
considered
impact.
a good
Terrible, it made me
example of
angry.
anything.
no.
Tell me
No,
any
X-Men 3
off-screen
was
death that had
fucking
any kind of
an
emotional
abomination.
Yeah.
You're right, John. And I think
Well, but they built
what
the
made that
emotional
happen-
impact with the scene after, though.
Yeah, maybe.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Some
'Cause
lady
Jason
telling me that.
No, it wasn't her. It was Priestley's reaction to it.
Yeah.
But Priestley was a character that had no background, so I didn't care about him. So I
You
didn't care how he
had
felt.
a monicum of background. You knew he was sensitive,
Yeah.
so and it hurt him.
And that he was part of the gang, and that
Right.
the gang
He
always
flipped-
teased
Jason
him.
Priestley was basically the dog.
So it's
eating
effectively,
spaghetti.
I think.
Well,
Okay,
you know what? I trust a dog's judgment a hell of a lot more than I'm trusting your judgment right now.
I think,
Okay, so Johnny, what? Oh shit! I have something to say.
Oh, no.
I've been trying to say it for a while. Okay, so Johnny, at the beginning of this episode, you named the director. Can any of us say? Can any of us remember who that director was?
Nope.
Yeah, because this wasn't directed by a good director. And all these things that we're complaining about would have been covered or addressed by a decent director.
I completely agree with you there,
Yeah.
Eric. And that is why, like, if I had to say whether or not this held up, I would say no. It does not hold up to my memory. It's a good movie, but it is not the cowboy epic that I sat down to watch. I expected something much better.
you know what? They got to bring you guys. They got to bring back.
I enjoyed
Westerns.
the shit
They
out
gotta
of
do
this
it.
movie, though.
I want them to bring them back.
Yeah,
they
they
got to
do.
bring them back.
Yeah, I
Westerns are the
love
shit.
westerns so
and
much.
when they're done
Yeah,
well,
they really
just
are
amazing.
so good.
And that's basically,
Like the
I mean,
good,
Western,
the bad, and the
you can
ugly.
make-
It's a good
you
western.
You can make the argument that Western movies and samurai movies are the same movie.
Yeah,
But
well, maybe
that's
they
a,
are.
That's a genre. Yeah, but that's a genre that I really, truly believe in.
Yeah.
and I tend to hold it to a higher standard.
Yes.
So
So Kurosawa, fucking Sergio Leone, come back from the dead, make us some more movies.
Please don't leave it in
That
Tarantino's
said,
hands,
speaking-
please don't.
Right.
no, but I'd be fine if
Oh,
Clint Eastwood
yeah.
directed another Western. I mean, Unforgiven was
yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
Actually, I want to ask you guys something. Have you guys seen Open Range or Broken Trail?
No.
Both have
No, but I
Robert
did-
Duvall in them.
Ooh, I like Bobby
Broken
Duvall.
Trail, Robert Duvall and Thomas Hayden Church. Open Range, Robert Duvall, and a actually well done Costner role.
Is he playing?
I
Is he
don't
playing?
He plays a character that is just really just kind of, he's a badass.
Is
but
this
he's
character
not very
made of wood?
emotion-y. Yeah, pretty much. So he does it really well.
I thought we were gonna get a Western resurgence with 310 to Yuma.
Yeah.
and
Well, okay.
Freaking
But
Yuma
back,
The Promise.
was bad, though.
it wasn't a good one. But here's the thing.
It wasn't great. It was good enough.
I just listed 2 movies that you guys said you hadn't seen.
Oh.
Fucking watch those movies, then tell me.
Yeah, but like 310 to Yuma was like
No.
the big deal Western comeback.
You know
but
what?
it wasn't that good.
I
It was
watched
like-
it. It wasn't that good. But
The True
I
Grit
just
remake-
listed 2
The True Grit
that were
remake was
phenomenal.
like Well, yeah, it's so weird because I love
disappointing.
the Coen brothers, and I've never seen the original, so I don't even have the original to compare it to. But I just found that
great.
The
remake
original's
totally
awesome.
lackluster. Didn't even finish it. I mean, and it's not like I disliked it. It's just it was like a flat line for me. It was like meh.
Matt Damon's character was very off-putting to me in that
In fact,
movie.
I can honestly say I don't.
LaBouffe.
Plus, I love Jeff Bridges, but he just can't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. He
I don't really
tried
think I like any of the
too hard.
characters in it. Whether it's that they were miscast or just unlikable characters the way they're written. True Grit remake could not hold me, and I was so disappointed.
I really need a new good Western with Matthew
I'm all right with
McConaughey
that.
as the lead.
I'm all right with
I
that.
really do. I really
Maybe
do.
a
I
big-
need it.
you're
I
talking
need
about
it
a
now. I
big
need it right
studio.
now.
Yeah.
I need it now.
With a
directs?
big studio
Who
production
directs?
behind it.
Who directs?
Yes.
Who directs? Christopher
dir-
Nolan? Christopher Nolan directs?
Oh, no, not Nolan.
No,
No,
not Nolan.
Hey, Nolan would be able to do the pacing correctly, but
Who directs is shit.
fucking who's that guy who does the Fountain and all that shit? Fountain and
No.
Okay, bear with me on this. What about the guy that directed Insidious and those other horror movies? Because, like, I've only seen him make horror, but he does horror really, really well. I wonder how he would do with a Western. Oh my god. Well,
I've
okay,
not seen
I'm
any
going
of
to warn
those
you right
movies.
now, Eric. Do not watch Insidious because you hate horror movies and you're scared of ghosts. Don't. Just.
I'm not really scared of ghosts.
You will be, so just don't watch it. Insidious is of all the movies I've ever seen, Insidious scared me the most. Both times.
Okay.
And I watched it both times in a room full of adults with the lights on, in a room full of the same adults that had all seen it before. And the second time, we were still screaming out loud. Don't watch it.
So,
Yeah, it was
so
pretty
the
fun.
person that I want to make a Western is the person that made a movie in the American West that I loved, but it wasn't technically a Western. That movie was There Will Be Blood. I want P.T. Anderson to make a Western.
I want Vince Gilligan to make a Western.
Ooh,
It just came. It just came to me. I was
That would be good.
I'm like, that's who
Ooh,
I want.
yeah.
I want Vince Gilligan to bring back the American Western.
Yeah, that'd be good. Okay,
well,
It's such a tough call.
so
It's
John,
such a tough call.
Johnny, we're still on you, technically.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm basically done. Like I said, most of the things.
But
I
Because you're wrong.
I'll give you this.
Nitpicks.
No, I'll
It's-
give
it's-
Johnny
it's
this
not
one.
'cause I'm
John
wrong.
makes some pretty fair points on this one.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah, he does.
to me, it's beloved, and I do feel it stands up, and I would recommend it. But this is a movie that's not without its faults,
Yep.
and they're kind of serious faults. And everything that you cited is completely correct. I still love it.
yeah.
And there is one small thing that I have a very difficult time that we'll call a Chris issue to get past. I have a very small Chris issue.
Yes, I like this
Chris-
term. I like this
I
term.
was
A
gonna
Chris
do
shoe.
that portmanteau.
A Chris
Yeah,
you.
I got a tiny Chris shoe, and that's why is it that the American West is so huge, but everybody knows each other? How
Yeah,
is
like
this a
everybody's
thing?
on a first name basis.
Well, because all these guys are kind of notorious. Like those two guys
But, like-
that shot the guy.
Well, okay,
Because the
yeah.
towns
To
were
be
really
fair,
small. They were really
to be
far
fair-
apart and really small.
But they're all from different places. Like Wyatt Earp is from
I
Dodge
bet you
City.
Tom
He
Cruise
rolls into
knows who Liam
Tombstone.
Neeson is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
no, you no, he makes a valid point. It's
actually, yeah,
it's
that
the
is a valid
circles
point.
they roll in. Not to mention, that was a town near a gold mine.
yes.
So I mean, that
Silver
was
mine, I
or
believe.
silver, or long story short, money. That was the biggest town closest to money. So of course, these pioneering spirits, these outlaws and these gunfighters are going to go where there's less to get in their way, and there's a buck to
okay.
be made. The fact that
All
they
right,
know each other is because, well, they're either cops or they're criminals.
All right, Chris, you
Redacted.
rescinded.
Redacted.
Chris, you rescinded. So I believe it is now time for the game. I believe the person that is running the game is Chris. Now, we have a little bit of I guess what I would call a fiasco going on here.
Not at all. Okay, so
No, wait, before we start, I want to tell you the fiasco. First, we had Christine choose Colin to represent her
right,
in her
then
movie
she
playing.
changed it and said Eric.
Yep, so it's Eric who's going to be playing for Christine this week. But 4 minutes before we
John
started
Dufort.
recording this episode,
John posted
John
and
Dufort
is having
busted
James
in.
play for him.
Oh.
and he wants James to play.
Wait, that
but here's
really
the deal.
happened?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Johnny
Here's
T. Oh no! You
here's
just
the
sniped
deal.
So wait.
so hard.
No, here's the deal. James has been looking forward to picking this movie, and it's a timely movie, so we're not going to have James play for John DeFort. So we are going to pick someone
I
else
volunteer.
to play John DeFort.
Chris. Oh, okay.
So Colin is going to volunteer to
can't
play for
volunteer
John
because I
DeFort.
can't remember what movie I was going to pick, so I need John DeFort to bail me out here.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yep. So, John, I apologize. If Colin doesn't win, you can personally blame me.
Yes,
John,
it's not my fault if I don't win.
they fuck this up, I will make sure you have addresses.
Okay, so that being said, we have Colin playing for John DeFort. We have Eric playing for Christine. And James and myself are playing for James and myself.
All right.
We should play for each other.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever.
You know,
All right. Simmer down.
You know, I've played for myself before anybody paid me to play for myself.
Damn it! Matthew McConaughey, get the fuck out of here. All right.
All right.
So, last week, Eric set the bar really high with doing research and trivia and making questions ahead of time, not bullshitting his way through a game. Like, this week I didn't come up with what do you want on your tombstone. I didn't what's your cowboy name. I do have a really, for a tiebreaker, I have a really lame one. We're not going to release it unless it happens, or we don't happen, then I'll fuck with you guys. But what I have is trivia. And this trivia, I was originally going to call it, Which Earp Was It? but I wanted to include Val Kilmer, so it's going to be Earp for the Holidays. The trivia is going to be on the following actors.
Okay.
Kurt Russell, Bill Paxton, Sam Elliott,
All right.
and Val Kilmer.
Okay.
All right.
Earp for the holidays. I love it.
For the holidays. I like it.
Okay.
I really like it.
Now,
Erp till you droop.
last week he asked each of you a question and cycled through.
Yeah.
This week, I gave these guys paper, and what I'm going to need Colin and John to do, jump on Facebook.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I'm going to have you,
I don't have a computer.
wait, what? Do you do this from your phone?
Just kidding.
Okay,
No,
I was
I'm just
gonna
kidding,
say.
dude.
The fuck did he write?
Colin has submitted the response, you miserable puke. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. So, what I'm going to have James and Eric do is write down the responses. I'm going to ask you to type it to me. That way no one's interrupting once we all have them.
Okay.
We'll go. So,
Okay.
like I said, you have your four actors, Kurt, Bill, Val, and Sam. So, these are your options.
Okay.
So, which actor auditioned for the role of Han Solo in Star Wars and for the title role in Flash Gordon?
I don't think you need a last name, James.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, I have 3 Kurts and a Sam, and it was Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Who would guess Sam?
Colin.
Oh, Colin.
All right, give me half a second. I actually need to track. If you guys want to keep track of your own points, every
Okay.
question right is a point.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I will do diligence to try
Are we
to take
playing
care
to
of
10,
two.
Chris, or what are we playing to? We can't be playing to 25.
No.
Fuck
It would
you,
take
I'm going
too
to do
long.
this forever.
All right.
Okay. Which actor was originally offered the lead role in Dirty Dancing? He turned down the role because he didn't want to obtain the image of a hunk in Hollywood. So I literally got all 4 answers on this, and it was Val Kilmer.
Is that correct?
Val Kilmer is correct.
All right.
Damn it.
So that's one for
Wow.
Eric.
Oh,
Good job, Eric.
wait.
Oh.
I'm right? I'm the
Okay.
only one that's right?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I got
right.
all-
John, what did I tell you? If this is trivia, I'm going to win.
Shut up! Shut up!
This actor's name was reportedly. God damn you, Colin! This actor's name was reportedly one of the last things that Walt Disney wrote prior to his death.
I know this one for a fact. I know this one for an absolute fact. Like, I've read this before.
And Eric is right with Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to win this.
No! We're watching my movie!
Quiet.
Can't fucking win.
Yeah, I
Quiet
am
loser.
skipping some because they're too obvious, and we've gone over
like
some of the actors. Like
wasn't-
the Bill Paxton stuff. Pretty much, half of it I'm skipping because we've already covered aliens.
It genuinely wasn't braggadocio. I am good at trivia.
Braggadocio.
Okay.
One of my favorite fonts.
Here
All
we
four
go!
actors have played soldiers, have played cowboys. Fuck you, Colin. Though 3 have been in superhero films, only 2 have played superheroes. Which actor has not played a superhero nor been in a superhero film?
I know this one.
And 3 correct, Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Damn it, Eric.
Yep. That's right.
Get that fucking wrong. You no way you fucking watched Ghost Rider.
I'm never going to.
Because that was the only fucking superhero movie Sam Elliott was in, and he
Guys,
played fucking Ghost Rider.
I watched it. Guys, I'm going to get all these right.
Yeah.
This actor has played the following roles: Ben the Cow, White Wine Narrator, Card Player Number 2, Caretaker, and Chupadogra.
I know this one.
Yeah, me too.
Correct, Sam Elliott.
Damn it.
So,
God damn it!
Colin accidentally gets an answer correct.
That was no accident, my friend.
Jesus Christ.
And if you
Eric,
and
stop.
to be fair,
I wasn't
Chris, you're not
joking, guys. That if it's
Dude,
trivia,
it's
it's
fine.
not fair.
You're playing for a listener. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So what?
All right.
By the way, Chris, I just want to point out, I mean, you're not really doing your part either, because if you were asking different questions, all my answers would be correct. So
Fair enough.
I guess it doesn't matter who the fuck John Dufort get.
Going along with the theme of Westerns, which of the 4 actors... Damn it, Colin. Which of the 4 actors have appeared in a TV or film production based on the books of the Lonesome Dove series?
anyone ever read those books? I've actually heard they're really good.
All right, we
Maniac
have Sam,
Back
Sam,
No,
Sam,
that's-
and Bill, and the answer is Val.
Whoa.
Oh my
I too
God.
thought
Yeah.
it would be
I'm
Sam
wrong.
Elliott, but it's Val Kilmer. And to answer that, because you want another Western with Val Kilmer, Comanche Moon. It's a 3-part miniseries made in like 2003. It's pretty good. If you want to end it on a happy-ish note, stop after 2.
Okay.
Which actor has been nominated for the most awards?
That's a good question. Like awards or Academy Awards?
Awards. This is according to IMDb.
Straight up guessing now.
This one's worth 5 points. Right?
Yeah, you know what? You fucks are on computers. We're not.
Yeah, I assume they're not cheating.
Hey, I
not-
don't
I'm not
cheat.
cheating.
I don't cheat. Well, obviously Colin's not cheating because he just keeps writing.
Hey! That's supposed to be the
Alright,
visual
full
aid
year,
for
I
the
was
listeners on the
referencing,
Facebook page. I broke my chair.
Kurt, Sam, and Val, and it's Bill Paxton.
Wow.
Whoa!
What?
I said nominated.
Well, there's your answer for is he a good actor? Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah,
nominated
but
for
which
awards.
the has won the most?
Well,
that the
I know
next
that
one?
Answer.
Nah, I'm not actually going to go with this. The most is Sam Elliott. The fewest is Kurt Russell.
Ah! I got
You
it.
wouldn't have gotten it because I didn't ask it.
Shit's rigged.
Which actor has not only worked with Elvis but later played Elvis?
Oh, that's easy. Come on.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Did we all get it?
Except for Colin.
I told you my chair broke. So I couldn't
Okay,
have
so
possibly gotten
I'm
it.
up to 6. What are we playing to?
Till I decide to stop. Shut up.
Okay.
This actor has played an astronaut, a cop, and a thief.
Shit, that might have been all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And no one got it right.
Really?
What?
Da, da, da.
Val Kilmer.
What was he an astronaut in?
Red Planet.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm awesome. I did the astronaut thing purposely to fuck with you guys.
Bill Paxton's never played a cop. Interesting.
No, he's played a cop.
He's never played a thief, huh?
Not that I could see in his credits.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm wrong or
I thought
not
he was in
wrong.
The Italian Job.
He wasn't in the Italian Job.
No. All right. I feel like the next question is the 10th. I don't know how many we're doing here.
Yeah, okay. Which actor told Playgirl magazine, "I don't want to be known as a sex symbol"? Like, I'm not even sure if Colin is actually answering anymore because I have just this massive list of Sam Elliott. Val, and the answer is Sam Elliott.
What up?
Was it really Sam Elliott?
It was really Sam Elliott in 1973. He actually grew out the handlebar and the long hair because he wanted that image and he didn't want to be, quote, a sex symbol. He said there was too much to go with it.
So, Chris, who is our winner based on your tallied results?
Do you want it based off the tallied results or the results I'd like to see? So I'm pretty sure Colin won my heart. But according to facts, Eric won.
Shit.
Eric, who is playing for Christine, who has now scored her second win.
John, what's the movie I was playing to play for?
It's called Crossworlds.
This is from the same person who made us watch Crybaby.
Okay. What is Crossworlds?
After he discovers that the pendant his dad left him holds the key to an interdimensional travel, a college student is drawn into a battle to save Earth.
Oh my god, it's got Rutger Hauer.
It has almost it's like 2.1 stars.
Okay, so it looks like the fix is in. Apparently Eric has won for Christine, and she has selected the movie Crossroads.
It was Crossworlds, John.
Crossworlds. You know what? Both are about the same kind of badness based on what I'm reading here as the description. So, for the first time on Jon Hates Movies, I am going to institute a new rule. A veto.
What?
If all of us unanimously agree that a movie is just too god-awful to watch, then we will not watch that movie, and the pick will be random.
Random?
How does random work?
Random means I decide.
Oh, I see.
All right, yeah. None of us.
All right, so
you
here it is for the first time ever. The Jon Hates Movies veto. I say yes, we are vetoing this. Eric.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Chris.
Tally ho.
And Colin.
Pressure's on. I mean, we could have a hung jury situation here. It's really up to me. I want to do this right, But
Rutger Hauer.
Oh yeah, we're not watching that.
Okay, so that means that the default choice goes to me. I am so sorry, Christine. We'll make it up to you somehow.
We'll watch Crossworlds 2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
Christine,
or maybe
we ain't watching that.
No, so maybe
you are not in charge of our podcast.
I'll tell you this much: when we come out with T-shirts, Christine has just won a free T-shirt. That's the new rule. That is the new rule for vetoes. If we ever veto your movie, you're getting a free T-shirt.
Okay, that's a good rule.
Ladies and gentlemen, as of next week, we are going to be watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
All right,
the movie that automatically made me win the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon for all of the early 90s. And I hope you enjoy it.
Tally ho!
Good stuff.
I feel bad about doing this.
I feel bad about it.
I
too,
feel like I would feel better if after Thanksgiving we had to watch Crossworlds, because I feel like making us watch something terrible is part of the fun for the audience.
Let's do that. I mean, we want to not watch it really because we
only
want
have
to do
so much
timely
time
for
before Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
How about after Christmas? It'll be our Christmas present to her as we will watch Crossworlds.
All right.
We should come back to it.
We'll revisit it. We'll revisit it.
We'll table it.
Crossroads will be watched by Jon Hates Movies, but not this week.
Yes.
You want to be part of the action? We'll let you know when you can be part of the action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this week's Jon Hates Movies. Next week is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Good night, everybody, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving if we,
if we don't get another one before then.
Tally ho.
Everybody.
You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. You'll have an equal chance of getting chosen for next week's movie review. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, Jon Hates Movies, or following our Twitter at Jon Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say,
I agree, we don't do films from 1996.